All of these are indicating to innovations, being a rebel, bringing in innovations in health and wellness, especially, and transformation. And your journey and your understanding of like how your soul must have probably like gone through multiple lifetimes to be in here, I see a greater purpose in a sense. Like, looks like everything is sort of aligning with CJ and his journey. So, what is CJ's vision in his own journey over the next decade?
For me, over the next decade, I just want to help people optimize themselves better. For me, biohacking is just another name. The name doesn't really matter, but the meaning and the purpose behind it does. So all that we are trying to do from a standpoint of like the podcast and educating people and bringing guests like yourself and so many others is just to distill down information. So someone who can hear it can take one or two points and then apply it into their lives, or call their best friend who might be suffering from something and just give them those points. That's already a win. So that's from the educational side. We have about 700 videos on YouTube, and now we're getting into YouTube again. So it's more like, if we have access to some information and that some information can help someone else, why not? When I was growing up, I didn't have access to any information, and like the people around me didn't have access to any information as well. So it was very hard for me to like go on the streets, and this was before the internet age. So I had to literally go and talk to everyone that I see who looks good, or who's in a certain way, travel all over the world. It's not worth it going and paying so much for all these scientific conferences and biohacking conferences just to learn something so basic. I think now it's the age of Aquarius, it's the age of AI, it's the age of everything. So I think every person should have access to enough information so they can lead a better life. And that information can come from anywhere else. We can just what we are trying to do is play our part of sharing whatever we understand and know. And from the company standpoint, because I love biohacking and wellness and optimizing people, we're also bringing in new technologies. And over the next decade, we plan to make biohacking more simpler. Still, there's a lot of like confusion around biohacking and confusion around, is this just for the rich people, or this is, can everyone have it? Can everyone not? Is there the right infrastructure for it? So we want to be able to directly talk to consumers and explain to them and educate them why having access to technology can help them as well, and then bring that technology. So close the gap. So in a way, we're educating, and then we're also giving them the tools that they can apply in their daily lives. We're also talking to some schools to, even without tools, like, okay, what is the impact of color? What's the impact of grounding? What's the impact of sunlight? What's the impact of students waking up at a certain time and then spending X amount of time in the morning sun outside, whether they're... So I think it's just transferring of information. I'm very blessed that I have a curious soul that goes beyond the ordinary to extract certain amount of information. And I feel like it's like I'm just a vessel, like information is passing through me and I'm allowing it to pass through me. So then it can be more tactical for the other person. So, do this, do this, do this. So that's what we're trying to do. In this is in like the work and the biohacking point, and like in my personal life, I would love to jump much more deeper into the spiritual world, because this is something, these are like, all of this biohacking is just something that I can do to help the world, but also I want to help myself a lot, and I want to help the next generation. And I can only do that if I'm in the right state of mind, if I have the right understanding on, or have the right perspective or the lens on reality. Because as we know, like everything that we see around is mostly an illusion, and there's a lot of like noise and very less signal. So for me to be able to raise my family or raise the next generation, I need to be clear on what is the illusion, and like in traditional terms we say what is Maya and what is not Maya. So every day I try a little bit to understand and get more closer to realizing in this material world what is Maya and what's not. That's my journey.